Keep talking. Keep talking. What would you say?
He called us monkeys. We monkeys. He didn't say it like that. Yes, he did. Hey, you win, nigga.
Hell
Fine.
no.
Yes, he
Oh
did. You
man.
ain't hear him. He said it. Right.
Had that man definitively going all that. It was the man had explanation behind what he was
Yeah, he
saying.
did. They missed the whole explanation.
Oh, he had an explanation,
They
man.
missed the part where he trying to overturn. They missed the part where he does a scientific consensus. They
Well,
missed the part
overturn
where he
that a
just
little
can't
bit.
do that by himself. You feel me? Like there's a process. What y'all missed the whole part? Yes, he did. Okay. I ain't finna play with y'all
And then
today.
I like his explanation though.
I do too.
Was definitely more profound than anything Cuban was saying.
Cube. Don't confuse him with Cuban. That's outside the cube. No, Cuban ain't no drunk, bro. I gotta say that. That's my homie.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Cuban in Cuba.
I can sit there and say, that's interesting. You know what I'm saying?
It is interesting. He
But
gave a valid reason to why he
when
wanted.
outside of the cubicle be saying,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, yo. Yeah, you feel me? I don't know, yo. I don't know. See, that's crazy. Don't ever compare yourself again in your whole life to an expert.
Never. Not drinking
Never.
Thunderbird,
Why did
Wild
he be
Rose
like
and
that?
shit.
Why didn't he critique him? Because yo, he gave a great explanation.
He went jumping out the window on his neck on the
What is
15th
going
floor.
man? Look,
Like
what is
you
going
idiot.
on? What is going on? Are
Yes,
we
he
live?
did. Yes, he did.
Are we live? We live up in here messing with
Outside the
Juju.
cubicle. That's funny.
They said we was monkeys, and you didn't challenge him. He wanted to say white boy. We was scared to
He
say
wanted
that.
to
He
say that.
wasn't
Well, you ain't
rocking
challenging
around.
the white boy. You challenging black people. Boy, shut up.
He
You
wanted
don't
to
want to
make it
hear
like
that.
a black and white thing, like I
Yeah.
challenged.
Y'all give me.
So he was saying, "You challenge us, yeah, yo, I challenge y'all, right?"
Challenge the stupidity,
And I'm
nigga.
qualified to look. I'm qualified to challenge y'all.
He said he was
Like,
monkey. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. That the book say it said we great apes, nigga. The book said we apes though. The one he wrote, like, what part of that did y'all miss?
maybe he'll upgrade his material, yo. When he upgrade his material, what am I
Yo,
supposed to think? What am I
oh my
supposed to do?
god, let
Oh
me
man,
clear my
yo,
throat. Yeah, have mercy.
yo made
Nope.
video after video drinking. He doesn't challenge. He doesn't challenge us. And then he put Sun Child on there talking about, look at that. See the way he just discounts that guy.
Yo, Sunchild is wild, bro. I can't
What do
even.
you mean? I suppose to discount Sun Child. I suppose that this. I suppose I told him he didn't listen right. I didn't listen right.
Right.
See?
Sunchild don't want to even listen to us when we're trying to explain to him about diversions. Talking about we're a banana, nigga. You bananas. Y'all gotta cut it out. We're banana, we fish, we cabbage, we Brussels sprouts. Then she'll be whatever you want to be. It's a new age. It's a new day.
It is absolutely incredible there.
Yeah,
Cube is something wrong with him, man. Juju. He mad because I challenged Sunchild and him and kicks them off of panels. But don't kick an expert off.
You're not the same. Stop trying to compare yourself, Cube. You are not the same. You ain't no Aaron Ra. You ain't no Dr. Moy McTeer. You ain't no Dr. Farad Duncan. You ain't none of them.
Maybe I understood what he was saying better.
Yeah, I mean,
could that remotely be possible?
But yes, but if everybody listened without bias, everyone would understand what that man said. Period.
I understood. That's why I had no pushback on that.
I don't have a problem either. No, not at all.
But his overall explanation and the way he put the categories together, I could see it. Because you know what I'm saying? The way he used the proper words and proper terminology.
Facts.
Q put up a presentation. I was like, huh? He doesn't understand. I'm like, outside of Q, you don't understand that. Remember he tried to do that on Saw Netters?
He did.
I was like, huh? No, I don't know. No, you didn't get that one off. Boy,
All
people
right.
wow.
So Ra gave the understanding that,
Yeah.
within the community that there's still some things going on, right?
Cube never told us that. Cube say this is what it
Yeah.
is.
You've never told us that. All
With
right.
wild explanations behind that.
Yeah.
Boy, let me be the first to say.
The books say we apes, ladies and gentlemen. Start the show. Let me start.
Yeah, we started the show. I started the show. That was funny. You had me dying laughing, man.
Yes, he did. We monkeys. Oh
Oh
my
man.
God. Argue with
There's
your
something
mama.
wrong with you, boy.
I know. It's all
Man, I
good
don't
though.
know what's going on with these people around here, man.
I ain't
Tell you
sick no
what.
more. That's what's not wrong. I ain't sick no more, nigga. I'm back.
Yeah, I'm back. She back. She back. She thought she was out of here. You thought she was gonna die. Like what? I said, Juju. But Juju, we all gonna die though, Juju.
Oh God. I didn't think I was out of here.
I said, Juju, we all gonna die. We
Man,
nobody know when they gonna die, Juju. I said, so maybe you think you know, but you
man, I
don't.
wasn't gonna die. I was
My arm hurt. That's over it. I know it.
I didn't say that. Yo, bitch.
I was like, Juju, calm down.
Yo,
Do you know? No, I don't know, but I'm gonna die. Juju, you
You're
okay? I know you've been through a lot over the last 2
You're
years.
funny.
I'm with you, shorty, but you
Jesus.
can't. Don't do that. Don't.
I
don't
am
do that.
God. Oh my
I
God.
had to calm you down. Well, I had to calm you down. I calmed you down.
Yo.
Yeah, I calmed you down.
Oh,
Boy.
play that music. Oh God, I'm
Let's play that
crying.
music, boy. Let's go. Hey, we gonna hit it. Let's go. Y'all see the title, man. Morning show, Blackness, Notion of Africa. Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
Oh, I got one.
Strippers don't know you in the spot. Where that money at? Fuck you. In that fake watch. Where that money at? Yeah. Slipping on my pippin', nigga, never that. Always had more women than bitches, nigga, roger that. Money is the root of all evil. Get the fuck back. We've been brainwashed from my fetus just to get scrapped. Scratch that. Now I'm on a mission just to get dope. Physical or crypto. From the 9 to 5 or a kick dough. When shit get cold, like the hometown of Klitschko. Vladimir, your boys out here with the sick flow. Now I ain't no Russian, but I'm rushing through this budget. Turn the
I'm not a Russian, but I'm rushing through this budget.
Got the whole onion and I got it.
She is hot with it.
In and out of traffic, toe tagger, we be hustling. I understand and shine first and realize your time worth. Can't be rich until you enrich your mind first. But I'ma be ignorant with my black ass and probably swipe my black card to buy black mask. Yeah. Niggas say they hot, where that money at? Niggas say rent up in your spot, where that money at?
Where that money at?
Know you in the spot, where that money at? Fuck you, in that fake watch, where that money at? Yeah. Niggas say they hot, where that money at? Niggas did rent up in your spot, where that money at?
Where that money at?
Know you in the spot, where that money at? Fuck you, in that fake watch, where that money at? Yeah. That moolah, that cheese, that fettuccine, that guala. It's what a nigga after, so holla at me tomorrow. I'm looking for investors to throw some bread at the startup. Straight to the top, I'm cream of the crop with the product. Money isn't everything, but in this society, you gotta have funds to have fun, so don't lie to me.
Wake now.
153 million
Yeah,
to
we
fuck
up.
the lottery.
Right,
World
we
keep
up.
spinning, I just mold
We
it
ready.
like fucking pottery. Fuck that poverty shit,
That
my
shit gets
niggas
you
gotta
up.
get rich. Hip hop
Get you
over
up.
everything like hippopotamus clicks. Niggas wanna hate, they be on some anonymous
Hey.
shit. People wanna relate, they wanna be a part of my clique. We are not with the
gets you up,
shits,
yo.
the toilet did
This
not
gets you
fix.
up.
All that fail, every door come off the hinge. $1 million in my bank account, and sweet as revenge. 75% in the savings, making some sense. Niggas say
Hey.
hot, where that money at?
Where that
Niggas
money
say
at?
rent up in your spot, where that money at? Strippers don't know you in the
No.
spot, where that money at? Fuck you, in that fake watch, where that money at? Yeah. Niggas claim they hot, where that money at? Niggas think rent up in your spot, where that money at? Strippers don't know you in the spot, where that money at? Fuck you, in that fake watch, where that money at? Yeah.
Hey. Mm-hmm. Hey man, y'all know what it is, man. Yeah, man. Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo-wee, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's God killing the house. And I'm coming to do what I got to do. And I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm standing tall. I'm standing strong. Hey, Bobby banging this bitch. What's good, family? Man, we got a powerful show, man. First, we got a pseudo killer on a panel with me.
Yeah.
You know my partner in crime. Juju, what's good? Get
Chillin'.
that. Get up.
Ah, get up. Clear that throat. Let me clear my throat. Ah. Yeah, Lady Killer in the building. You already know, ready to set it off.
Yeah, we setting it off, man.
All the time.
Oh, we
Clear
got
on this bitch.
brass. Got brass in here. Super killer.
Welcome back, Brass.
Chilling. Keenan Wright.
Mm.
You see, Gemini the goddess.
That's my sister.
Kicking it like karate and kung fu. Woo-shoo, woo-shoo.
Oh, yeah. She in Delaware, hanging it with Sister Freedom and them.
Yeah, man. I talked to Sister Freedom yesterday, and who was in the background howling and screaming? They was turned up.
Oh, man. I was supposed to be there, actually.
He was turned out. They was, what the hell is going down? Omar Reed. What's good?
Kent in the building. Pseudo killer.
Clark Kent is in the building.
Kick door policy.
Kick door policy. I got something to play. Holler at me. Talking about the kick door policy. All right, so we got genetic population of African. The genetics of African population health and disease. Y'all should get to work. All right. We want to go ahead and get right into it. All right. Because it's football Sunday, and y'all know what it is, man. They got a real big game. I said they because I ain't playing. Charm City in here, yo. Baltimore, Maryland, man. Charm City. Y'all know what it is, man. All day. Big up to the Ravens, man. Big up to all NFL fans, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're going to open up the lines, man, in the midst of all this. So, do got a song I want to play by DQ.
Yeah. Play that new track.
Play that new track.
Right. Did it on a whim.
Yeah,
y'all better watch what y'all say.
We want to hit that track now before we start reading.
No, go ahead and hit it. Or you want to save a commercial? I don't know, but it's fire. Play it both times. Shit, go ahead. Go off.
Yeah, let's see. Come on.
A world premiere, ladies and gentlemen.
World premiere. World premiere. This is something that's gonna be banging on the Pseudo Killers channel.
Yeah.
It's the matter of fact, it's just the kick door anyway. Here we go. DQ, man. Kick door policy.
Two views ain't gonna cut it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah, that was hot. We'll play it again. We'll play
the order of business.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. What we want to talk about? We want to talk about how I think everybody needs to actually go and get this article by an expert geneticist, Soy Kiata, and try to understand what's going on in the present day field when we're dealing with archaeology and anthropology and these whole discussions on race and racial constructs and what does that even mean? But go ahead, lead it off, and now I'm gonna jump back in because I got so much to say about it.
Let me share the screen though for us so people can actually see what we're working with, y'all.
Yeah.
Belong to the Cambridge libraries. We get everything. I think we can see that. Is that looking good on the screen or a little bit bigger?
Well, I have it on my own screen, but
you got it on your own screen.
Yeah, that looks good.
On screen.
Get to the title.
Blackness.
You have the notions of blackness.
Blackness. So actually, this piece right here, man. When I read it and I digested, read the piece a couple times.
Right.
It's basically talking about you. It's like people are actually overemphasizing blackness.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Making it more than what it really should be. right? Like we look at the work by Chaplin and Nabrowski, right? Blackness, darker
Jablowski.
people, Jabrowski, my fault, Jabrowski,
You know, I got you.
absolutely being dark has more to do with protection,
Right.
allowing the organism to reach the age of reproduction without, um, you know, certain vitamins being attacked. Okay, it's in folic acid, so it's protecting you for that. It's giving you an evolutionary advantage to those who don't have that. That's what really is about. But when you start making Egyptians black, well, they not this, the Arabs is not, you're not an Arab because you're lighter, or you this
Right.
because you that, and that, you get into trouble, and it murkies up the water, and there's a wild conversation. So I think this is a great piece, man. So you wanna let's see. Maybe let me see.
We
Dang.
did. We've done Blackness and Notions of Africa, but that's always a good start. But this whole article is absolutely incredible. Like, I even went through the breadth of it, and it's deep. And I still gotta read it further and further dissect it because there's so much in here. But like, I'm always talking with you about, especially when we're having conversations about, ancient Kemet and certain populations, and this label of black comes into play. And I'm always saying, like, define black. Like, what's black? And Soy Kiata does it very well. Like, he's asking the same question. Like, what's black? What's the range of black? Like, how dark your skin got to be considered black, and when does that black stop? Because from my understanding, like, skin color is not the sole encompassment of what ethnicity you are. You get what I'm saying? Like, so a lot of times we make that mistake by, trying to denote skin color to denote what ethnicity a person is. And we gonna mess it up every time because there's so many other things that encompasses what a person is besides skin color. And sometimes that skin color gonna fool you. You gonna think they're one thing and they're not, but you going off their skin color and you screwing it up. And it also has really no place in scientific inquiry anymore. Like, we have to move with the times and continue to help reorganize. Well, I don't know if the right word is reconstruct, but definitely revolutionize or evolve the sciences, right, to where they need to be versus to where they were or where they are, especially when we're dealing with these very erroneous terms or whatnot. That's just how I feel about it, because we mess it up every time. We mess it up.
We do. So, all right, let me just start into the piece, and then I'm gonna let you dive in. I just want to
Go
capture this
ahead.
right here. The stereotypical notion of African in recent times, in phenotypical terms, is usually linked to the trait of dark skin color, specifically that of being black, maybe beginning at dark brown. In fact, Black African, the problematic common phrase of use, is often, if not always, made synonymous with African in certain literature. Black and African are often incorrectly used interchangeably, with African having a particular cultural context, though thought of as being indigenous in connection to a conception that makes those so identified part of an entirety that was conceived to be isolated from the rest of the world. That's a lot to unpack right there.
Yep.
Well, it was the black people that started Egypt. The oldest was black there. Or it's the black Native Americans. They was the darker ones there. Right? They always say that the darker people started civilizations. As if those dark people had to be indigenous there. Wild ideas right there. Misusing phrases, mixing them up. And this is where the rubber meets the road, Juju. These are the problems we're having in these conversations. It's crazy. So go ahead. See the space? I think it was right here. Right here.
Isolate from the rest of the world. Africa, African, um, it says in this case would seem to be used to connote living peoples with a particular phenotype, whose bodies collectively are the repositories of a particular genome. The notion of blackness derives from the received race concept and its taxonomic schema, modulated through a tradition of stereotypes.
Okay, hold on. That's deep.
Yeah, and that's a lot right there in that little sentence.
That's a lot right there. This notion of blackness derives from the received race concept.
Mm-hmm.
We know the race concept was scientific racism.
Right.
It was bullshit.
And Negroid, Caucasoid, all that.
Right. So the notion of blackness is derived and received race concept, and it's what taxonomic schema modulated through a tradition of stereotype.
That means a history, right? History of stereotypes.
Yeah, just stereotyping. Bing, bing, bing. Nothing scientific about stereotypes. Bow, bing, bing.
Nothing.
Modulated through the schema.
Mm-hmm.
Taxonomic schema modulated through traditions of stereotypes. I mean, there's a tradition of stereotypes that's added to that.
Yeah.
Whether they say you ignorant because you black, you can't think because you black, because you think your melanin make you black, make you better than this, make you better than anybody else, or does the black skin make you the origin of all civilizations on the planet. All that is in the game. But go ahead.
So it says the irony here, of course, is that the region that encompasses so-called Black Africa, quote unquote, is the same place that contributed heavily to the emergence of our species, which was likely assembled with ancestries from Super Sahara, I love how he uses these terms, Saharan, Eastern, and Southern Infra-Saharan regions.
So, that's the problem. So you got all these stereotypes, right, with blackness, but the areas that's considered the regions that's so-called Black Africa, right, is where the origin of humanity starts. So now that's an issue. That's an issue too. So you saying that we all come from ignorance? Let me stop.
Listen.
Man. Yeah, they found themselves. Wow. All right, go ahead, Juju. Where we at? Black hats.
Black, quote unquote, has been and is used in other Western discourses as a reference to various non-African peoples. Here comes the confusion. Specifically, certain of those in the specific region in Asia.
Mm-hmm.
It has its own subjectivity. How dark must skin be called black? Excuse me. Let me say that again. How dark must skin be to be called, quote unquote, black?
Ain't that what we beefing over, yo?
That's what we beefing over. Because I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to.
If you like brown, yo, that's not black. You're an invader.
Right.
Because the Europeans did that.
Right.
Yeah, they went to Africa. They went to North Africa. They went into the Delta because they're gonna hit that area first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they seen these lighter skinned people, right? Still darker than them, right? But they had thought that Africa was inhabited by dark black people everywhere. You get it, right? So they run into these people that's lighter than people they was thinking. They was darker than them, but they was definitely lighter than what they was actually thinking. And they was like, oh, they was invaders. That's when then they come up with the invading race theory. They thought them part of the what? The Caucasus, the Caucasian.
Caucasus Mountains, all that.
So they started that foolery, the eyeball test.
Right.
They call it the Great Nordic Race. Go ahead.
Oh. So it says it is different in different places. Australian Aborigines, Dravidian Indians, New Guineans, and Melanesians, who are also dark or black, quote unquote, in color, were all called black in the context of colonialism. That's deep. Black, quote unquote, has sometimes been used to mean simply non-European and non-Far East Asian in the British context. Professor Leah Ahmed, a light-skinned Egyptian, noticed being called black when she was a student in England in the 1960s, a practice now discontinued due to a refinement of social taxonomies in England, or maybe the objections of some groups who used it to be called black. who used to be called black. So now they object to it. It is well to note that in ancient northern Africa, the Africa of Roman times, there was a variation in the phenotype of people. This was also true of the northern Nile Valley, which you talk about all the time, Bobby.
Say it again. Go back. Where we at?
Um,
Northern Nile Valley.
it is well
Mm-hmm.
It is well to note that in ancient northern Africa, the Africa of Roman times, there was a variation in the phenotype of people. This was also true of the northern Nile Valley.
Huh. Yeah. Did
I think
everybody try to act like was invaders? But go ahead.
so. This piece that I'm about to read now is very enlightening. Like I actually learned something from this. So y'all listen carefully. And hopefully we can share the source for some so you can look at it, validate it for yourself. In the early Islamic period, there are some interesting ironies related to the notions of blackness, quote unquote. Ubadah ibn as-Samit, the appointed envoy of Amir, commander of the Islamic or Arab forces that entered Egypt, was initially rejected by Roman prelate, apparently because he was, quote unquote, black. The Arabs of that era told the prelate that they held blacks and whites in equal respect and that Ubadah was one of the best among them. Ubadah informs the prelate, there are 1,000 blacks, as black as myself, among our companions. I and they would be ready each to meet and fight 100 enemies together. We live only to fight for God and to follow his will. We care not for wealth, so long as we have wherewithal to stay, our hunger and to clothe our bodies. This world is not to us, the next world is all. This passage indicates that Ubadah feels himself to be part of this community. In this era, Islamic scholars consider to be Islam's golden age and one of equality, an equality that would later change with various developments, including some level of bias against the darkest skin colors in some regions, as well as other biases. Of course, black and white are relative terms and socially modulated. Camille documents numerous blacks who are part of the early Islamic community and even regarded as heroes, some apparently buried by the Prophet Muhammad with his own hands. And there were the black pre-Islamic notables like Antar and later Islamic figures like Al-Jahiz, which we all know, who have done through history been called black or some equivalent. These cannot be overlooked. Statistically, the numbers of those who become notable remembered is suggestive that there was an even larger population. How many of these Arabian blacks and their families moved into Super-Saharan Nile Valley Africa is unknown. It is important to say that they were not slaves.
So that kills the part that you have to be a slave to have darker skin in North Africa.
Correct.
That's the foolery.
Okay. And he also speak on population. So, obviously it wasn't like a small population or, a singular group. It had to be a large group of the same individuals with these quote unquote similar phenotypes, right? And respect it because that's what it says.
Facts. Go ahead.
What were the geographical origins of Ubadah and his other black companions and or their ancestors? Was there an indigenous black population in early Arab Arabia, but Asian in origin, like the Dravidians, or a population that straddled Eastern Africa and Arabia? Quite possible. Or early Holocene, prehistoric migrants that participated in the building of the primitive Arabian population, as per Abu Amira. Were they the descendants of Eastern African converts who returned to Arabia with the early Ummah community that had been sent to Ethiopia by the Prophet for safety in the earliest days of Islam? Or were they descendants of other known Eastern Africans, slaves or migrants resident in Asia or solely historic slave descendants, a favorite trope of some researchers or some composite of these. The example of Ubada and others in early Arabia negates a notion of blackness, equaling Africa in the way that this is often simplistically done. Yet this view lingers across disciplines and popular discourse. Of course, it would be of interest to understand how a notion of ethnicity fits into the early history. It is also of interest to understand how and when anti-Black prejudice emerged in the Arabo-Islamic world, breaking from the early egalitarian tradition, given that some Arabs sometimes call themselves Black, at least in comparison to more northern peoples.
Mm-hmm.
You got to scroll down a little.
Oh, I thought you was reading from your computer.
I don't know. I was reading from yours. My bad.
Yeah, because I was trying to get the source to back that up. All right.
Sorry. You're good. You're good. You're
Right
good.
here? Is that right there?
Yeah. Such a prejudice was not apparently developed in the same way or degree that occurred in the West.
Oh, hold on. So that prejudice wasn't there, huh?
That's what they say.
So then why are we trying to put that back on
That part
the
of
Nile Valley?
Right.
Why are you trying to make a declaration on the people claiming to be Black when that prejudice wasn't even put on there? Where it's clear right here, you got other cultures that wasn't even seeing that.
Right.
That wasn't the point in that. Anyway.
There's a lot to unpack, right?
Yeah, man, everybody be doing too much, y'all.
Yeah, just be doing too much.
Yeah.
Let's just stick to the science. Right? Science has become where it's become self-correcting, even in dealing with this issue. So all we have to do is follow the guidelines. We don't have to make it up. We don't have to surmise, for ourselves, right? We just have to stick into the scientific framework, and for the most part, we'll be clear. We can't conflate arguments, so we can't be trying to have social conversations when you're dealing with scientific inquiries. Also, that also messes it up a lot of times that I've seen in the community lately. We're doing ourselves a disservice.
Yeah, I think we really are, man. Is that it?
Would you like me to finish the end of this paragraph?
Yeah, let's keep going. I just want to pull up this map.
I'm gonna read this again and I'm gonna finish up. So such prejudices were not apparently developed in the same way or degree that occurred in the West and had no effect on some Arab groups as they migrated into tropical areas of Africa, with the groups merged with indigenous populations. I'm sorry, I messed that up. Weston had no effect on some Arab groups as they migrated into tropical areas of Africa, with the men marrying local women or taking them as concubines. In other cases, whole groups merge with indigenous populations. It is beyond the scope of this chapter to explore this issue further, but it's clear that received notions of race and racial schema are highly problematic. It is important to say that all endogenous African populations are not homogeneous in appearance. That means not the same. And that's the end of it. But I want to reiterate, and we say this all the time. Africa is, the birthplace of Homo sapiens sapien. But with that comes this incredible thing that continent holds some of the most genetic diversity on the whole of the earth, of the known universe that we know. The most genetic diversity, ranging from different skin colors, phenotypes, all across the board. Africa, the continent, is not homogeneous in its appearance. And that there in itself is where we make the mistake. Black is not synonymous with Africa. It is not, and we have to stop that. The sooner we can get that, we can conceptualize that truth, that fact, that scientific fact, the better off we'll be when we're having these types of conversations and scientific discourses on certain subject matters that encompass this notion of ethnicities and people and populations. I dock my boat, Bobby.
ethnic identities in the land of the pharaohs, elements in ancient Egypt, and context. And this is a scene right here. Okay, I know y'all can see. You can see it's Juju.
I see it. I
It's,
see it.
it say the it's figure 5.
It's
It
a
say the
plain.
plantation scene
Mm-hmm.
in the tomb of the Nubian prince,
Did
uh,
did
Jed
your booty
Hotep,
hook up?
Jehudi Hotep, suggests that he may have been producing dates for export to Egypt. It is also possible that the distinction between black and brown skinned workmen in this scene is between Lower Nubians who worked as serfs on his estate, okay, and Negro slaves who came from further south. And there you go. Look, dark skin, brown skin,
Yep,
different complexions. That's an Egyptian right there? See the Egyptian?
I see him.
The one standing up with the stick. And look at the other people. Look, I'm just trying to figure this out. We ain't gonna sit here and look at this and just start playing games. We not looking at this saying, well, because them people didn't have that. So they showing a range of skin color in the valley. So basically, we trying to fight against this, Juju. And that piece you just read was spectacular, right?
Right.
And I think the piece closed out with, hold on, let me get off that because that's that map I want to show y'all.
Okay,
All right,
right.
let me
I
get
love
back.
that map.
Yeah, that's a good map right there.
Yeah.
All right, so let me see. All right, you close it out. The Islamic period is often presented as having absolutely changed the northern regions, somehow making that history not part of an African world or
Mhm.
totally changing its people. Some view the migration that occurred as a simple, massive settler um, mm, colonialism of Arabs, or some composing the earliest Islamic migrants. They say the reality is far from complex than this.
Far more complex. So, Bobby, also want to say this 1.3 part, the ratiotypical typological thinking.
You want
That
to get
is
there?
an awesome section also.
Well, let's get there. So let
Man.
me show. All right.
Go ahead.
Let me put it in the middle. I want to put the map in the middle. I don't know if I can make this bigger right here. I
So
don't
I
think I
see.
can. Oh
Right.
shit. Go ahead. What you guys say?
No, I'm just saying I can like read the things on it, not the very small print, but oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, but I went past the
The map. There it is right there.
map's on 20. Let's see. That's a little bit bigger.
It's a little bit.
Oh man. Ain't big enough. Let me see. Maybe I can make this. Hold on.
You know, I don't know nothing how to make nothing bigger.
I know you don't.
There you go.
All right. Okay. This is the map. I believe this is Brester's map. Yes. This is Brester. Y'all know who Brester is, right?
Yeah.
He the one that came up with the
1935.
invaded race theory. He top-notch Egyptologist, show. The distribution of different races in Europe and North Africa, according to J.H. Breasted. Look. Highland zone. Look at the Arctic Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Look at the northern flatlands.
Yeah, it's the Great Northern Flatlands.
Mm-hmm. The white
Nordic type.
race.
Yeah, the Nordic type or Great
Nor-
White Race.
Okay. Y'all so y'all know where y'all at. Then watch them come down to the Mediterranean. Look, what's that say?
Where's the Mediterranean? Oh, Mediterranean type of the Great White Race.
Well,
It says white
I
still.
don't know why I'm trying to look at it right there. I'm just looking at it from the book.
No, it says Mediterranean type of the Great White Race still.
Mhm.
I can't read the small print underneath.
So, yeah, I got it right here in the book.
Okay,
So,
okay.
all right, you have the highland zone. the Alpine type. So they go from the Nordic type, the Great White Race, then they go to the Alpine type of the Great White Race. That's right there at the Mediterranean.
Right.
Now, come underneath the Mediterranean. What does it say?
The Mediterranean type of the Great White Race.
Say the white. Yep. See, the white type of the Great White Race.
Yeah.
So in the Mediterranean, they was making it white. Now look, the Great White Race. They took that all the way down the way.
Mm-hmm.
Look, the Great White Race, Great White Race, all that. Southern Sahara, they made it the Great White Race. You see that?
Yeah, it says Southern Sahara Desert.
Then, if you go underneath the Sahara Desert, this is where you get that wild designation of the Sahara.
Right.
Sub-Sahara. Right here. It started right here. Right here. See that? Then you get the black race underneath the Great White Race. So all the way, I want y'all to hear this. All the way from the Great Flatlands, the Nordic type, right, to the Great White Race Alpine type, right, all the way to the Great White Mediterranean type, all the way to the Sahara. So anything sub-Sahara is what? What does that say? The black what?
The black
race. The black race.
The black race.
That's the black race, y'all. That's how they did it. Over to your right of the map, it says the Mongoloid or yellow race.
Mm.
What the hell is going on? What is going on? It goes on. Let me read right here. It says Emery's. This is a guy. It says Emery also argued that the people of Kush were not Negroes, as we understood the term applied to this racial group today. Instead, he claimed that the Egyptians used the term Negro to designate all the dark-skinned peoples of the South, whatever their race. Emery, 1965. He says, in this, he refers to the Egyptian term Nahisi, a generic term for Southerners, including both Egyptians and Nubians, in Upper Egypt and Nubians, the South, the First Cataract. So if y'all sitting in there wondering about skin color, if you just gotta have brown and dark skinned people, brown, and my type becomes white, then you tripping. There's a range of skin color in the Nile Valley. All admits to this. What they don't say is that it's a black race, because that's wild. It's already in the game, Juju. Like, you already got different complexion. Like, that's no one has ever said it. What even the races would have to admit that. Breasted in the boys. Rising. Remember, Rising did the digs. I read it. Remember, I read it.
We read it.
Rising was like, man, they numerous. They thought,
especially
he
on
was like they was bringing hundreds of thousands of Negroes in Egypt, as slaves, like they do in our country.
Right.
They in all the households. That's what he said. He said the Negroes is in all the households. Remember, they at the forefront of scientific racism now. So the way they did it was, anybody that was darker skinned or had those features that they felt like were equated with the African Americans, right? They said they were slaves, like they slaves in our country. That's how they did that, Juju.
They did.
So I understand the fight and the pushback, but in actuality, all you got to do is read all the reports. There's never been a time where you didn't have a range of skin color in Egypt.
Right. Africa, period.
The thing was, right? You using, watch this, using the scientific racism. If I want to use the scientific racism, right? Damn it. If I want to use the science, let me use the scientific racism and show you how it go. All right, hold on. I'm gonna use the scientific racism thing on y'all. I'm gonna show you how it works. Look, let me show y'all something. All right, this is funny. Damn it. I'm gonna use the scientific racism part on it. Damn. Shit, Juju.
Don't no Juju nothing.
Oh no. I wanna
While you find it, can I make a correction? Because I misspoke on Soy Kiata. His name's Shamarka Kiata, and he is actually an anthropologist and a medical professional. He's a biological anthropologist. I said geneticist, but he used genetics and he was involved a lot during like the African burial grounds. Him and Rick Kittles does work. So sorry that I misspoke, but he is a biological anthropologist. Shamarka Omar Kiata.
I want to go. Okay, I got you. Here we go. Here we go. Where we at?
Where
All
are
right,
you?
can you see this, Juju? Let me get bigger.
That's huge. Are you? Oh, here we
Shit.
go.
Oh, that's too damn.
Did you just
And I just missed it. I found what I needed and lost. I lost it.
authentic
Sorry, I lost it. Hey, I'm
eth-
gonna think about
ethnic
it. All right,
identities?
go ahead. Read this. Let's go. Watch this. So we in section 3.
Mm-hmm.
Now go ahead. Read this.
So it said one might find it incredible, but even the British Museum Dictionary of Ancient Egypt has an entry on race in which the author states the apparently simple question of the racial origins of or characteristic racial type of the Egyptian is both difficult to answer and in some measure irrelevant. Interesting. Irrelevant or not, the authors use the category of race as valid and further argue that examination of human remains from the pre-dynastic period.
All right, where you at?
Uh,
All right, let me. Oh, you got that shit. Let me move it. Hold on. Damn.
I'm at pre-dynastic period. You have to scroll.
All right,
down.
go ahead. There you go. Let me read this out. I gotta make a phone call. Go ahead.
Pre-dynastic period shows a mixture of racial stereotypes, including Negroid, Mediterranean, and European. And by the time that pharaonic civilization had fully emerged, it was no longer meaningful to look for a particular Egyptian racial type, since they were clearly already, to some extent at least, a mixed population. What we can notice from this entry is not only that the category of race can find its way into a broadly distributed dictionary published by one of the most authoritative institutions in the field, but that the understanding of race does not substantially differ from that of the 19th century. The entry from the British Museum Dictionary of, you want me to keep going? I'm at the end. You got to scroll up, Bobby. After these messages.
All right, where you at? I thought you was reading. You stop right there.
Yeah, the entry from the British Museum Dictionary.
It said what though? Go back up to shows what?
Where you at? Where you at?
Shows a mix of racial types, including Negroid. So I'm showing you the scientific racism. Go ahead.
Yes.
Say what?
Shows a mixture of racial stereotypes, including Negroid, Mediterranean, European. And by the time that pharaonic civilization had fully emerged, it was no longer meaningful to look for a particular Egyptian racial type, since they were clearly already, to some extent, at least, a mixed population.
Okay, so all right, so we're not doing the you ain't no damn Europeans and all that, and stop it. And we're not doing all that, but it's just showing you a range. And they never left out the Negroid type. That never was left out. So you don't gotta argue that. You just gotta argue against the racism. You gotta argue against them categorizing people based off of racial differences, which is wild. That's the argument, Juju. The argument is not if different phenotypes, specifically dark-skinned people, was there. That's not even an argument. They said it. It's the way they racialized the damn thing and reduced the people with darker skin to slavery. That's what Rising and them did.
Yeah, that's that stereotype.
Did that. They was like, yeah, they in all the homes, they the slaves. It wasn't that.
Yeah.
They made it up.
Mm.
They made it up. Like I can show you different graves, Nubian graves, buried all in eat. Like there is no. Like it's like this, yo. Like I showed y'all this. So for people to continue to argue for Black Egypt, to me, it's very, very ridiculous at this point. It's ridiculous. No one has to argue that. You're arguing a racialized argument for no reason, Juju.
Right.
It's right here. They tell you Negroid, Mediterranean, European. They already said it. Now we know that just because you like brown, don't make you European. How about that, Juju?
Right.
And it don't make you Mediterranean. It don't make you Negroid because you got darker skin. Now
Right.
we know. But we can rest assured, since y'all stuck on the dark skin thing, that Upper Egypt, right? Hamas said it, has darker people, darker skinned people. The color of their skin. So if you want the color of the skin, we in the game. What more do you want? Do you want the color of skin, or you want them to go back to racism and say they black and European? How you want to do that?
Right.
Negroid, Mongoloid, Caucasoid, Negroid. What's the game? Yeah, it's foolery at this point. We cuss each other out, call people idiots. When come on, man. I don't get it, man. I'm not doing that. Where we
Right.
at? Keep going.
Ancient Egypt is unfortunately not an isolated example. Shaw writes in his chapter on ancient Egypt in the outside world in the Oxford History of Ancient Egypt that anthropological studies suggest that the pre-dynastic population of Egypt include a mixture of racial types, Negroid, Mediterranean, European. In her discussion on the connection between Punt and Harappan India, Dr. Columbot even wrote that the ruler of Punt depicted in the temple of Hatshepsut in Deir el-Bahari has Caucasian features, understood as blonde or flaxen-haired, and being more in line with an Aryan immigrant in Pakistan than with the Sudanese. Interesting.
Say it again.
There's
a discussion on a connection between Punt and Harappa, India.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Punt and Harappa, India says Columbot even wrote that the ruler of Punt depicted in the temple of Hatshepsut in Deir el-Bahari has Caucasian features, understood as blonde or flaxen-haired, and being more in line with an Aryan immigrant in Pakistan than with a Sudanese.
Let's go to the next.
Africa.
Go ahead.
Problems with historical accuracy aside, a more urgent problem is the racial discourse involved and left unquestioned.
Yeah, so that's the Punt right there. Y'all know her. I don't know if y'all can see that too good. Right. Whatever. Just saying shit. That's what we doing now. We just saying shit. Just say it. The Queen of Punt mortuary temple of Hatshepsut in Del el-Dabari.
Yeah.
Relief blocked from Egyptian Museum in Cairo. The Egyptian cultural, historical, archaeological, and ethnic identity.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, then nobody got the book to read the book. They just being crazy at this point. It's all foolery. It's all ridiculousness, yo. And stop it.
Right.
Stop. Let me show y'all something, man. Let me see. Let me see. And it's both sides is acting crazy.
Like I want to say, even like Soy Kiata has been working hard to change those established stereotypes, so to speak. One thing that I've noticed that I absolutely love, because it's something that I could hardly stand, is sub-Saharan. And I think most people, when we talk about it, always mention it, about the kind of geopolitical racial implications that word has. But as you notice in his articles, he doesn't use that because he's trying to correct the racial stigma that's been had in these like scientific discourses and
Super Sahara. Called it Super Sahara.
Call it supra and intra and different things like that, denoting location without
tricky line, ain't it?
Yeah,
the line do like this.
I don't even exist, right? Don't exist, bro. And then
the line do like this, and they go down.
Wait a minute.
We line up on the line. When you dark skin, line up underneath that line, no matter how it goes. Craziest thing ever, yo.
So that's
man.
So I think moving forward, those are things that we should support as a whole, as a community that's scientifically, engaged. And when we see that, let's not push back on it. Let that flourish, because that's a more accurate conceptualization when we're trying to understand these difficult and very complex situations.
It ain't even at this point, yo. If you still arguing for Black Egypt, yo, you having fun, yo. Yeah, if you got to do all that, yo, and read the meta lecture and turn it back and forth and do all that, yo, you having fun, yo. You just doing, you having fun, yo. And I think everybody got a right to have fun, yo.
Yeah. Yeah, we can all fantasize and dream. It's cute. It's cute until.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yo, like, come on, man.
Accuracy.
Yo, we still waiting for those petroglyphs.
Man, that's source, right? What is that? Wardolph?
Waiting for the petroglyph. No, it ain't that. No, it wasn't.
No, but it's the
that ain't in that book.
Oh, right. It's not in the Childs and whatever book. But no, we need them petroglyphs because only he got it.
They talk about certain elements that could we read it.
We did.
Right. Yeah, but the origin of it, the people went there and walked there with the same mindset. What the hell are you talking about? You just condense thousands of years, bro. That's what they do. Yeah. They condense thousands of miles and clump it all together, yo, to fit their thing. They matter of fact, West Africa, Ghana is right beside the Nile. Go figure that, Juju.
I'm not.
Tell me, yo.
I ain't gonna
Don't throw away, yo. The way they talk about it. Oh man, they was right. The kings, the origin of West African kings is the Nile Valley.
Right. It's funny.
Thousands of miles, yo. You talking thousands of miles, yo.
Trekking through the desert at that.
Well, that's cool, but I mean, humans been navigating. That ain't really. That's the golden age of West Africa, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Golden age of trade in West Africa, yo. People forget about that, yo. They navigated around the Sahara, through the Sahara, any way they needed. That wasn't that was an issue for like Europeans and shit like that coming in.
Mm-hmm.
But those Berber tribes, you know what I'm saying? They traded. That's how they moved gold back and forth. That wasn't, but that whole, the kings come from Egypt to West Africa is so wild, yo. Yeah, different time scales, different time periods. You feel me? We ain't told you nothing. They say we come from the Great River. You know how many rivers is in between? Lakes?
I can help you find a place when I know your location.
Oh, how did that pop up?
Lex said, here I go.
Stupid.
Yo, Lexa ready. Lexa, stay ready. Let me stop.
Lexus is stupid. Get that out of here.
Alexa don't understand Ebonics. I know she ain't understanding no Baltimorean. I know you be fighting with Alexa, boy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I said 30 times.
I know you be fighting with Alexa.
Let me drop this link in here though, because I got some things, man. Let me see. I'm gonna drop the link for y'all, man.
Yeah, all right, man. What they say, we got like 40 minutes till football, so let's get it popping quick. Like,
let's get it popping, man.
And don't forget tonight about 6:30, 7 o'clock, y'all gotta tap into the Pseudo Killers, channel and catch our discussion on the intricacies of the brain. We talk about development and we talk about functionality of the brain, and it is pretty hot. If you're not in the Pseudo Killer Discord, boy, you missing out. But you know what I'm saying? If you're trying to get up in there, if you're serious about it, drop that email and we'll get back with you. But this is our discussion. We finna change the narrative of the community. It's no longer going to be about the Black Egypt. We know that ain't never going to go away, but what we want to do is we want to evolve, into conversations that are actually more beneficial towards us. And this right here is the beginning of that. So, y'all get with us on our discussion about the brain. And there'll be a discussion had using the source of Lisa Barrett's book, 7.5 Lessons on the Brain, which is pretty phenomenal. And then we're going to be moving into some other stuff, Robert Sapolsky and his book, Determine and Behave. We're going to get into all that. And so it's pretty awesome. We're having some awesome dialogue and we're really using our brains. No pun intended.
Hey, y'all know what time it is, man. We taking the commercial break, then we'll come right back, man, and get to the brothers calling in, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all know how we doing it, man. Y'all do know how we doing it, right? Get them likes up, man. It's that time, man. Hit them cash apps, man. right, let's go. Let's get it going. Juju, what it do? What it do? Juju.
You already know, lady, still in the building. Ready to set it off.
Yeah, man, y'all know what it is, man. It's Cash App time, man, and lights up time. Let's get it.
Freaks out of honeys, dummies, edible place for the gummies. Gotta keep them coming. There's a roll of dice, but nothing better motherfucking move but the money.
But the Cash App money.
But nothing better motherfucking
lights
move
up.
but the
Let's
money.
go.
But nothing better motherfucking move.
Hey.
First things first, I corner.
What's up, Juju? What they doing? Them lights coming up or what?
Place for the gummies. Gotta keep them coming.
Let me check. Nah, I ain't got enough. I need more light. That like button.
Hey, let's
Like
go.
that show. Share the
the
show. Subscribe.
Hey, man, share that Cash App link, man. Share them store links, man. Let's go.
Shoot
Let's go.
another invoice.
Hey.
Working by the 9, need to get Royce.
Hey.
Yeah, let it shine. It's the
I
kid
need
choice.
20 more likes.
Yeah, my humble pie was a
Get
big
20 more
voice.
likes, ladies
Whoa.
and
Told
gentlemen.
me to do it big, bro.
Yeah.
The niggas ain't did it how you did, bro.
Let's go.
The boys ain't living how you live, bro.
Let's
I
go,
know you
y'all.
hear me knocking, let me in, bro. I'm a beacon of light every time that I
Hey, man,
speak in the
hit them
mic.
Cash
Electrolyte,
Apps,
be the light that's giving you light. See what's done in the dark, go come to the light. Hell raising, you
Y'all
taking
doing,
the
man?
heavenly
Let's get
flight.
it in there,
See
man.
the Glock is clipped up, the blunts is all woods, the insurance paid up, my bitch is fed good, the dice in my hand,
Hey.
I smile as I should, cause I'm about to roll a fucking first things first, I corny, freaks out of honeys, dummies, edible place for the gummies, gotta keep them coming, there's a roll of dice, but nothing better motherfucking move but the money.
But the Cash App money.
Been nothing better motherfucking move but the
Move,
money.
let's go. Get them likes up, man. Come on, yo, this that
Been
part of
nothing
the
better
show, man.
motherfucking move.
Man, we
First
working.
things first, I
Y'all know
corner.
what
Freaks
it is,
out of
man.
honeys, dummies. Edible place for the gummies. Gotta keep them
Hey.
coming. There's a roll of dice.
Gummies
Been nothing
at.
better motherfucking move but the money.
Hey.
You know it.
Been nothing
DQ.
better motherfucking move but the money.
Hey, man, nothing should be moving but the money,
Been
man.
nothing
What
better
y'all doing?
motherfucking move.
What up?
With the dice at the crap table, back able to
Get
give
that
advice,
cash
I'm
up early
back
poppin',
stable,
let's
back
get it
able to take a
poppin'.
knife at a bad angle. Fuck
I need to
niggas,
get Bobby
do
Bang
rag,
a
get
new
them all
chair
strangled in the
and
ring
a
like a
fucking
first
cup.
angle, hurt ankle, lead a boot with the chords tangle, Mike mangle. They just near mad than a bitch, they all angry, but the bread coming in rolls is all gravy. Tenders on the strip, bringing fries is on daily. Plus the strip is really online,
go.
it's on
Let's get them
daily.
lights
Soon
up.
as
Where
I
they
get
at?
the first line is
They
on
moving
daily.
it. Let's
Pro
go,
baby.
man.
Jasmine Rice, yellow bone lady.
I'm
Gon'
still like
page me.
20
Young
likes
lady,
short.
go
Let's get them
baby.
lights
Look,
up.
baby, green
Y'all
circle,
stop
That
playing.
like button, even if you ain't commenting in the chat, I know you're watching.
Cause a nigga know for
Y'all can't resist, y'all love it over here.
Freaks out of honeys, dummies,
Love,
edible
yo,
place
yo,
for the
yo.
gummies. Gotta keep them coming. There's a roll of dice, but nothing better motherfucking move but the money.
Money. Hey.
Been nothing better motherfucking move but the money.
Yo, if you ain't hitting them Cash Apps, you
Been
look like
nothing
that
better
angle.
motherfucking move.
Wrong.
First things first, I corner. Freaks out of honeys, dummies. Edible place for the gummies. Gotta keep them coming. There's a roll of dice. Been nothing better motherfucking move but the money.
Hey. Roll them dice.
Been nothing better motherfucking move but the money.
Let's go, yo. Get it up, man. Let's go.
Been
Let's
nothing
go.
better motherfucking move.
Hey, ain't nothing better move but the Cash App money. Man, if you ain't feeling like you need to support, yo, you looking at the wrong angle. Ain't that how you, hey, how you say that, DQ? How you say that? The angle. What you hit him with? Hit him with that shit.
With the dice at the crap table, I'm back able to give advice at a bad angle. Fuck niggas, do rag, get them out. Yeah. I
Yeah,
can take
yo.
advice at a bad angle.
Yeah, if you ain't supporting, you got the wrong angle, nigga. You're shooting craps without dice at a crap table. Wrong angle, nigga. Support.
No.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That just inspired me, yo. All that. The whole 9 yards, everything, man. Okay, man. We at the part of the show, man. We got some pseudo killers on here, man. What's up, DQ? How you doing, brother? Pseudo killer army brass. What it do, man?
Big bless, man. Another day, another 1,000. We here. Let's go ahead and get these teachers on, baby.
Let's get it in. What's going on, brass? What's on your mind, man? Just having this high level discourse.
Nothing much. Just got back from vacation this morning.
Okay.
Refreshed and recharged.
He's back.
He's
I
black.
saw y'all was wilding last night.
We was having fun.
I
We
just
went
got one
wildin'.
question.
What's up?
Has that man produced them damn petroglyphs yet?
Nah.
So
What?
that's all I want to know. Because listen, you know me, everything else is a distraction. All this talking about this and talk about that.
Oh God.
It's been 3 days and I still ain't seen one petroglyph. Not one. He talking about authors and pronunciations and all this other mess.
Horrible.
Produce the petroglyphs.
Horrible. I mean, outright horrible.
But I know we got good entertainment with Sunchild and that good guy, so I'll
Lord.
watch.
I'm gonna play that clip.
Hey, Sunchild, you should have to cam up, G, from this point forward.
We done seen him, yo. He like the dag, and we don't even want to see.
But it's cool. It's cool to do all that talking about.
Oh,
You ain't never seen him,
Yeah,
yo.
see, bro, he's still standing there from a week ago. Bro. He ain't never moved. He ain't never moved.
Yo, he
Look
did it
at
for
him.
Halloween early. I ain't mad though. That's pretty dope.
But
Give me
Juju,
you gotta give me a kung fu move, Sunchild. Like do that.
Juju, tell me how impressive it is that he ain't moved from 7 days ago. G.
Oh my
He in the same
Stop playing
spot,
with
same clothes, same everything.
Nah, they different clothes.
Pseudo
No,
killer
that's the same one. Niggas had it was nighttime, Unc. That's the same fit.
Is it? Yeah, he ain't got no damn sense.
cute
But he
one,
breathing.
smoke.
He is breathing like a human.
Only thing missing is that waterfall.
No. No waterfall is triggering. No.
The only thing missing is that damn waterfall.
No.
What's up, Sid? Cedric was
All right,
angry.
hey,
What
GG.
happened while I was on vacation, bro?
No.
Everybody, Cedric was angry. Gola
right,
was
this what I'ma
killing
do.
Reggie last night. What happened?
Nah, we good. Everything good. Everything good.
Brass, anytime you see that, that's therapy because of what we represent on these panels. That's my wild space. Then the phone call happened.
Oh man. That was entertaining.
There's a system in place there.
Which phone call are you talking about, Mr. Cedric?
The bat signal goes out, and then the Bruce Wayne shows up, not Batman. Bruce Wayne shows up. Bruce Wayne goes.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Y'all are funny.
Hey, but I get out the way because I know Sosa trying to get to them games, so I get out the way.
Can you pull up that 2013 DNA of Ramsey's family tree?
All that shit.
We already know.
What I'm saying?
That good guy. Wait a minute.
Hold
Wait a
on.
minute, that good guy.
No, don't do it. Don't.
Hey, my
We're
fault, that good guy.
very
You was right,
aware,
dude.
like that's
My
kind of
fault,
like
dude.
old news when it comes to Ramses and
He said
B1, B1A.
Gave
Like,
it to me.
got it.
Yo, you did.
Got it.
Hey, that was my old go-to, shorty. That's the old go-to. The DNA trials. That's the go-to, yo.
Oh my god.
But you talking one human, yo. You wild for that. Come on,
And
yo.
from an older separate mutant divergence, which is not even our EB1.
So I don't even care. We don't care. Hey, Muhammad. Hey, Nubian Muhammad. Look. We got a new rule. We don't
Nubian Muhammad.
Listen, you don't listen to any black people when they come to Egypt now. That's the rule.
Listen, I'm
with that.
What?
Don't listen to no rule until you can prove. Take your bias away from the conversation. We don't listen to you. They're in the same space that white people was. You seen that abreast of them, right? You see how they did this, right? The black quote, they there. They right there in the same space. They crazy.
Oh, Jesus.
We're not listening to them.
Wow.
We're not. No.
I was there a year and a half ago.
You was.
Oh my God.
Silly argument.
Yeah, I was trying to pull y'all with me. I said, yo, they tripping.
You couldn't pull me with you though. I ain't want to go with you. I was like, no, because you messing it up. You don't.
Y'all Mediterranean niggas was messing it up. Y'all was messing it up same way. Sloppy.
The Mediterranean is a part of Egypt. The fact that you would deny you're doing the same.
Nobody denied.
No, we're not there.
Nobody denied anything.
We ain't denying nothing. We're right in this space.
Multicultural.
You know the area of confluence.
Hold on, there's a rule. Hey, you know what the rule is, right?
What's the rule?
The rule is when you say, if you want to call Egypt or Nubian, whatever the hell, right? Explain what you mean. And I said, every time you say that, explain it. Because it was racism When they called them Mediterranean, they absolutely meant that them people came from the northern regions and all that, and they invaded. That's what they meant by that. They absolutely meant that. They meant that. Now, when we got some clarity on it, right? We talk about what is Mediterranean culture, and we realize that Mediterranean culture is actually now Valley culture in correspondence with Western Asian culture, and together, because they the only ones reading and writing in that area at that time, and together they form what you would call Mediterranean culture, which the Greeks and the Romans would eat from, my nigga. That's what you got to say. If you ain't saying that, you over there with the white boys playing this game. I just want to say it, dog. And that was me and your argument. That's all I'm saying. That has to be explained every time until we get it to. We comfortable with saying Mediterranean. We got to be comfortable with but what is the Mediterranean? See, there's nobody there.
I think you just did too much with it.
I didn't. No.
Yeah, you did.
Don't make me pull the argument. Don't make me pull the article. Nope. See.
We read the article,
and the article said just that. Did it not?
I'm saying you just did a lot with Mediterranean that I'm not willing to do every time we mention the Mediterranean. I don't want to have to go through all of that. Just acknowledge that Egypt is a part of the Mediterranean. Why would I have to go through all of that?
You need to hit the pause button.
Yeah, you gotta hit the pause button
because there's a particular context that uses that terminology.
Lie, yo. They beat us in the head.
It's when you talk about when you talk about race, when you talk about a Mediterranean race, that's what it falls off. When you talk about a Mediterranean region, it's something different. That's different.
Yeah. Good point, Gullah. Great point. Yeah. Good point. We don't hear that though. Look. We don't hear that though. We can't hear you.
So look at Drusilla Dungy Houston or whatever. Right?
Drusilla.
She go far. Yeah, she do a lot.
Right?
Oh now, Lord. Why are you going straight through though?
Look at how she tried to couch Cushite and Nubian, right? And throw that over top of all of Northern Africa. Right now,
we admit that.
Right,
wild.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Right. So every time we mention Nubian and Cushite as a part of Egypt, we will have to go and deconstruct that whole thing the way you just did with Mediterranean. Yo, we passed that.
When did he do that? We weren't talking about Mediterranean. You talked about it. You're talking about race.
But you should be able to mention Mediterranean.
It's just when we think about Mediterranean,
we were talking about racial constructs and things of that nature, and it's the confusing definitions and the misrepresentation and how everybody's getting wrong. That's what we were on. You came here hot with the Mediterranean stuff.
Hey, when we think about Mediterranean, we gotta get the Greeks and the Romans out of our heads. That's the Aegean portion of the Mediterranean. Like it's African Mediterranean too. Like the Afro-Asiatic people or the forerunners of what we call Mediterranean culture in the first place. They the ones who brought the wheat collecting culture and all that, and the bread and all that to bring, Mediterranean culture. They wouldn't have no Mediterranean culture. Wouldn't have no bread to dip the olive oil in if it wasn't for Afro-Asiatics.
Facts. So I mean, but y'all gotta watch out for Reggie. Reggie on y'all head. I'm out the way. Reggie zapped out on y'all last night. That was hilarious.
Reggie on his own head.
Yeah, that was fun. Yo, that was enjoyable. Yo found the article, but I say, what in the world?
And then too, before you even have the Afro-Asiatics, you had the Tyrian cultures up there, and they was black as hell. You know what I'm saying? 60,000 years ago and up. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, you have the Ibero-Maurutians, who are a mixture of Tyrian cultures and Basal Eurasians who came back in. They were dark-skinned people. You know what I'm saying? They didn't look like Niger Congo people. They were dark-skinned people. But the earlier Tyrians, they were tropical as hell. They damn near was similar to like what you would call sub-Saharan Africa.
You remember the first grave?
No such thing as sub-Saharan.
You know what I mean? I'm just using it.
Listen, we just had a whole show.
Don't let them bully the.
Don't let them nothing. Like I said earlier, you must want listening, Nubian Muhammad.
Christopher Aaron used it.
Gotta start correcting Nubian Muhammad. We have to
Christopher
start
Eric
correcting it. We can't
Christopher
keep
Eric
going in the
used
wrong
that as a point
direction.
in his book to say that Egyptians, by them coming from the Horn of Africa, technically the Horn of Africa is sub-Saharan Africa. So yes, Christopher Eric actually used it as a point in his book.
I don't
Even
care
though,
what Christopher Harris
even
is.
though,
I'm going by Swift and others. Let's move forward though. Like so just because
no,
one
you gotta see, you gotta understand the whole totality what he's
wrong.
saying. He's
Do we
saying
continue to be wrong, or do we try to correct it?
Listen. He's saying that
Let
even
me
though
finish my
the term
statement
is
and I'll
outdated,
listen.
but if you would use that term, you have to use it like that. How he's
Let her finish.
how
Let her
saying.
finish her statement. Then you go ahead. Go ahead.
Nah,
I
I
told you,
already,
Black Easy do it. Hey, Newbie Muhammad, me and you not gonna argue. Hey, Cedric, we're not cussing out nobody. We're not gonna do it. Cause as soon as I said it, remember last night how I did it? I said, now watch what happens.
It went crazy. Like you,
I ain't into I don't know. We ain't doing no cussing. It's not necessary.
Right.
All I can continue to do is point out flawed reasoning, silly arguments based on irrational and illogical nonsense. Right? When you hear the arguments, I'm gonna continue to point them out. That means you do not understand anthropology, you do not understand evolution, you have a weak sense of geography, and I'm gonna round it off that when we say Egypt, it's like saying the United States.
Yeah,
there's no one particular
when I said
phenotype that you want
Sub-Saharan,
to
I
talk
wasn't
about.
putting it to like a people. I was just saying like a regional. Like
Yeah. I was
when you
just
put it to
that
race. When you put it to people, that's when it gets pseudo. Like, cause it's a diversity.
exactly.
You know what I'm
This
saying?
is a political state, a nation state that is built on imperialism, which means they go out and they gather more territory. The state
But when
itself
using it as a regional or
represents
geographical
multiple
region,
cultures.
you know what I'm saying, you could use it like, because you know it's south of the Sahara, like it's a region.
Yeah,
But the people,
it's a
when you put it to
region.
people, it gets pseudo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because the people is diverse.
And to make the claim that whatever that land's name is reflective of a particular phenotype. And the arguments used, I'm gonna say it now, Kemetiu simply means Egyptian. And what it represents is diversity of all the people that are under that state. That's why you can't attribute it to a particular color. And if you're gonna use it in reference to the color, if Kemet means black land, it means people of the black land. And that incorporates everybody who was there. Done. That's not even an argument to build a career on. That's watch it, move it, keep going. You don't need no archers. You don't need nothing for that.
They actually need a resource, huh? Yeah, they actually need a resource that will show that what makes you an Egyptian has something to do with the color of your skin. They don't have that. They're arguing over something that everybody already admits, that there are people with darker skin, there are people with browner skin, there are people with light skin. Falling under the ban of being Egyptian. Even a foreigner can come in and speak Egyptian, worship Egyptian gods, and become an Egyptian. That's not an issue. Nubians can become Egyptians and fit flawlessly into the culture. Like, that's not. So I'm thinking at this moment they playing. I've done all I could do to put the buffer up to get the clarity in the situation. We argued for 3 years. We had the most detailed arguments out of anybody. Nobody argued from sun up to sundown, hashed out everything. Oh, so now the Nubians is Egyptian. Remember we had that argument?
How far left did I come from, Chef? Say it.
Yeah.
I was all the way out there. I was all the way left. I went through the discipline. I'm where I am. How come everybody else can't grow? Because there's no sincerity in their effort. It's based on ideology. So they can't change their position. I was all the way out there. I got beat up from everybody.
It's almost like, you know, nobody want to actually recognize where the country of Egypt is actually located at. Right? The geography tells you more than what people are giving it credit for. Right? If you can look at geography, you can start to zone in and actually see what the hell is happening just by its geographical location. Right? Uncle always talk about the skin map. That's a part of it, right? We talk about it being the crossroads of 3 continents, right? That all of these things need to be pinpointed.
And goes with the genetics.
Right.
Understanding evolution.
Right. The different people that live along the Nile and how they can travel to now. Like all of
Exactly.
these things has something to, and it represents a and nowadays a multi-racial, ethnic society. Right? You will see the whole thing there. Now, when you try to say it was all this or all that, is when you run into a problem.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? But it's geography. Geography alone gives you the
Man, just the
without having to dig
geography,
so deep.
understanding that area, put some genetics to it, understand that anthropology and the human migration, then we're done. If we got a skin map that's telling us particular phenotypes been in these areas for 40, 50,000 years, how are we having these silly arguments still? Like, why would we do that to ourselves?
Yeah.
It's crazy, wild, and the arguments are getting painful to the point I'm like, oh my God, you just heard what you said. That conjecture, it doesn't make no sense. That's
don't
just silly.
matter. Like Reggie told y'all.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's a horrible statement. That's a tool that they're actually using against reason, and we're not gonna allow that. And I feel like, and Cedric, I told you this. I'll say this live, man. That interaction you and Smash had was wild. But we all got to learn how to get on when you're not on home court, right? It's a way you got to approach the situation. There's a certain temperament you got to have, right, to stay in the game, and to stay in the game, because typing always get misconstrued from both ends, meaning the person reading the typing and the person typing, that shit always get crazy, yo. If you really want to have a conversation with a man, yo, call him up, right? So you got to get on a panel and have that conversation with Smash, because if he in the chat, that's why I don't respond to the chat like that, because it gets you infuriated, right? You didn't even, the way you, whatever you type, yo, infuriated Smash, and you didn't even have to mean it that way. You feel me? And he flew off the handle.
Hold on. I think Cedric talks the way he types. You can pretty much get a grasp of what Cedric is saying.
All right, well then you supposed to get cussed out then. Shit, we're gonna all get cussed out when we go hard like that. That's gonna happen.
The same way Cedric shows his disagreement on the panel, he shows his disagreement in the chat.
Not with certain people.
I mean, when he was showing that he disagreed with committee you, right? Meaning black people. But everybody over here disagrees with that.
No, the experts do.
Exactly. So if Smash zapped out on, it wasn't what you're saying is that it was a misconstrued or what? Yeah. No, he came and he disagreed, right? That
but Smash is not a madman. So if he'd have been on that panel and said, "Well, I disagree with you," it wouldn't have happened that way. Now I would have to be proven wrong. It wouldn't have happened that way. I ain't never known him to be that. I've known Smash to get irate and mad, right, over that shit. Yep.
Yo, Egypt and
But I know we get him mad though. You know what I'm saying? I know we get him mad, right? So I don't push that button. Cedric went right over there and pushed that damn button. I'm telling Cedric, man, you already know he had a disadvantage with that shit right there. Yo, why you push that button like that? Yo, stop, yo. That's what I'm basically saying. You got to know, Cedric.
At this point, I'm going to push the button. Why I push the button? Because every time you bring the argument up and confront him with it, he finds a way to slip out the back door with faulty reasoning, never addresses that issue. When I said, does the people of Greenland, are they green? Smash turns around and says, but the people of White Land are white. Name a country named White Land. And first you say it's not racial, and then you refer to Europeans in that racial construct of being white. Like, how that makes sense, though? How, Sway?
Yeah, but see, here's where it go. I'm like the in between. I ain't gonna let you cuss him out.
I ain't cussing nobody out.
And then I ain't gonna let him cuss you out like that. We ain't doing that, because I know where Smash heart is, though. You know what I'm saying? I know in the spirit of what he do, yo, that
I know too where
he really
Smash
want
heart
the peacemaking shit, yo. It's just the Egypt thing, it do something to us. I don't know what it is. It's like a it's
His
a
his whole
staple. Like if they
branch.
take
He
Egypt,
really believes
all
he's a magi with an archer and a bow. So he
His whole
really thinks he got something to
his whole
defend.
brand is based on this. So he had to shut his whole brand down if he thinks ideology. It's hard to let it go. You know what
wait a
I'm saying?
minute, hold on. No, his whole brand. No,
I
no.
It's the
definitely say
Hyro,
it's with a real bow and arrow.
hieroglyphs.
Yeah, the Hyrule crew. That's a hip hop brand. But the
But it's
Magi
Egyptian,
Archers, yo,
Egyptian
is
based.
a scholarly thing he doing.
No,
Right?
he
He,
really got
he really believes he's an archer.
Well, he don't
So
gotta.
he defending Kemet as if
He
the
don't got to.
pharaohs done call him up to shoot us down. We invading their country.
That's part of the brand, though. He could do that. Hey, your man, Sunchild. Let's see you walked away from the mic. No, he got tired of standing. He had to get some water. He's about to pass out. Look, we caught you.
He think he on Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, we caught him.
How
Though. Look, he
how
walked
you
away
just
and
snap right back
loosened
into
up.
character though?
Hey, G,
Sunshine,
he
Snap
about
right
to
back
fall
into
out.
character.
Sunshine,
All you
wild.
said was your name, and you snapped right back into Mortal Kombat.
Hey, look, hey, Brad, he tried to sneak away and loosen
Yeah.
up and get some water before he fell out. Look.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, Sunchild, what's up, yo? What's up,
And when you
Sunchild?
get a short and how you get a short sleeve karate suit though? I ain't never seen that.
Yo,
Is that a ruler around your neck, yo?
karate.
This is purely for you guys' entertainment, and it's apparently it's working. So you're welcome.
You did it. You did it. I'll give it
That's
to you.
hilarious,
Good
bro.
job. You did it.
Bro, that's a souped up Target jersey.
Now,
Anyway, shout out to Magi Archers, man. Everybody calm down. We can address that. We could definitely address the whole.
Yeah, I think his point was when Cedric had came in, he was saying that people actually had that Kemet or Kemet or KM on their name, and it was in reference to the color black and not the soil. So and I understand that, Cedric, because if nowadays people back then had the same eyes as us, and physical features, we definitely always see physical features. So if somebody is tall, you'll call them tall. If somebody is short, even nowadays we still call them shorty. You dig what I'm
shorty.
saying? Right. If somebody
Big.
is dark skinned, we call them black, right?
Mhm.
You dig what I'm saying? So people can always make those distinctions. And if ancient people made those distinctions within their own communities, it's nothing. It's crazy to say that they didn't do it when we see.
Nah. See, that's where you get tripped up though. Cause just because you see the different tones of human beings don't mean you apply that racial element to it. DQ crazy.
That ain't racial.
Something wrong with DQ. Look at DQ.
Yo, funny as hell. Where y'all get them hats from? No.
Sub-Zero versus.
Let me say this. In Europe, right? In the Netherlands, if you would take, let's say, take a piece of script that they write and they're identifying someone. They're going to talk about the dark guy.
I don't like playing.
Right? When they talk about the dark guy, they're referencing the color of hair.
Okay.
Yes.
So they would say the jongen met de donkere haar,
God.
the guy with the dark. But when they say dark, they're referring to his hair.
Hold on, I got a screenshot.
Right? Because that's a way that they use to identify people with the color of hair. Right? So if you read a particular text and you see dark there, you would start to assume by misunderstanding the context that they're talking about dark-skinned people when they're not.
Wait,
but
right?
they are referencing a dark feature on something.
Yes.
Right?
Like,
Okay.
Yeah, why y'all mix up the racial part with it though? That's
You
different.
mentioned race.
No, I know you mentioned it.
No, I said dark skin. If people recognize dark skin in our community, right? We call ourselves black, but we definitely recognize people who have darker skin than us. Are we saying that if we
No, I don't think you. I think Smash made a great point with that early in the game, right?
Right.
You made a great point with what you just said. I had to say, yeah, I got it, right? But I think the mistake is when y'all apply the same racial connotation to that.
That's not racial.
Yeah. When you say, yeah, they black people, right? They wasn't thinking they was black people. They was seeing the person
that was darker.
Yeah, they was right. They wasn't thinking I'm belong to a black race.
Right.
And I'm somehow, right. So then why would Smash have to keep bringing that up then, yo? We already agreed that people, all of them said it was dark-skinned people in Egypt. That's my point. It has to be a reason why that keeps being brung up now. Like, what's the reason behind that? Because they did that's an anachronism, yo. They wasn't thinking when they seen dark skin that was a whole race of people that was marginalized and dumb and stupid. That they wasn't thinking that the browner skinned people was better than the darker skinned people. That wasn't in their mind. That doesn't come till later on. It's the part I'm making. That's why to continue to say that you got dark skinned people in Africa, right, in that area is wild to me. It has to be another. You get my point? It has to be another reason for that. Reggie with the black boy. Okay, why you keep saying it, Reggie? And somewhere in the conversation, Reggie, slip that shit over to black people. See how they do it? We already know. All the Egyptologists admit that. Rising and them, they all admitted that there was Negro types there or darker skin. Nobody. Did I just show you the picture? They was looking at they got all the shit to look at. They got shit we ain't never seen, yo. That's obvious right there.
I think a part of the problem is that the brother Metatron was trying to make it seem as if Black Africans are a minority in ancient Egypt. So it's not so much that they will acknowledge that Black Africans were there, but they are trying to make it seem as if they were a small minority. So it could be an issue of usurping the people of ancient Egypt to a high degree. And I think that's why it's becoming an issue.
Nah, let me show you this. Hold on. I ain't even addressed Megatron yet. Where you at, Juju?
I'm right here.
Come on, let's read this. Because this what is really boiled down to. The hell with Megatron saying, with anybody saying at this point.
God.
I'm going to stick to what the hell it is. I'm not playing this silly game with none of them. Go ahead, Juju. What'd that say?
This is being Egyptian and being foreign, over 3,000 years of ethnogenesis.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what it is to be an Egyptian.
Egyptian could be anyone who inhabited the urban zones of the Nile Valley.
Anybody. So Megatron can't say what he's saying. Smashing them can't say what they're saying. They all wilding. They wilding. I'm telling you they wilding. Keep going.
Spoke Egyptian language. Worshipped Egyptian gods. And was loyal to the Egyptian state.
The what?
State.
Loyal to the Egyptian state. No matter if he or she was born in Egypt or not.
So what the hell are we talking about, though, yo?
Egypt's a state, yo.
I'm saying, so what are we talking about, though? Like, let me stop this right here. What the hell is the argument about? What's the joke about? What's the whole game about? We don't even got to do it no more.
No.
We don't got to fight that no more. And none of them can bring a source to say anything better than that. They didn't have a state-sponsored religion. Nobody can prove that.
Right.
They don't have it. Right? They didn't like a Christian nation. They didn't have that.
Right.
They didn't have that. Like an Islamic nation. They didn't have that. They didn't. People is making up shit now. And arguing over shit that's made up. I'm not doing it. So you don't even got to be born in Egypt to be a damn Egyptian. It's wild to me.
I think a part of Smash's issue with Metatron is also that not only is Metatron arguing that it's a mixed population, but he's also arguing that it's mixed culturally. That is, Egypt does not have a unique culture of its own. It was mixed culturally with different people, as opposed to what the source you just said. You just read.
It does have a mixed cultural format, and it has a base, thing that makes it unique. It is you do have cultures that's mixing in.
You got other African cultures that mixed in, yo.
Did y'all disagree with Metatron?
Hey, was that
I didn't listen to him. Megatron did too much showboating for me. He never. I couldn't get to where he got to the actual claims. He was beating them up on your wild. He beat them up. he picked them apart. I wanted to hit the Egyptian part, but he beat him up so bad before he got there. It was wild.
From what y'all say over here, I would love to see what y'all disagree Well, after hearing y'all last 2 shows, I would love to see what y'all really disagree with Metatron.
I couldn't get there.
Seeing
would be
those
amazing.
episodes from
No, I
Megatron,
couldn't
and he's
get
on the money.
Yeah, I couldn't get to it.
Yeah, and
right.
what you say, Cedric?
I said I've been seeing those episodes from Megatron, and being where I am, I'm comfortable listening to him because he's factually not incorrect.
Right. That I want to see. You gotta watch it.
I couldn't compare. He beat the man up. Yo, he beat the black man up so bad in the early rounds. I couldn't get to the actual Egyptian things. It was crazy. It was picking them apart.
He admitted that Egypt was multi-ethnic. He did everything. Like I was looking like, yo, he must have been listening to our conversation.
Yeah. Wow.
We must be on point.
Like, of course, I'm particular to my brothers getting beat up, but at the same time, it's embarrassing to hear that. You see what this is what I be talking about. This is the shit I don't want to happen. That's how I felt about it. But he was right. Like, and again, Cedric sitting here that came all the way from left field. I went all the way in with Chef, with everybody. I went all the way in. If I can reach that sweet spot by understanding the different disciplines, putting them together, and even understand when they say Egyptian state, what does that mean? What does the word mean? You cannot, we're not going to get into a phenotypical discussion when we're talking about a political state. I'm done. This is silly at this point.
I think we can all agree that everyone on this panel has a skin tone ranging from olive to light brown to dark brown to perhaps black even. And I think that's what's used, and we all agree that we're all black. And I think that the skin tones used to describe the ancient Egyptians are used to suggest that they're not all black. What would you say about that?
You said what, yo? You said what? What?
I said that we all here on this panel range from a skin tone of what we describe as olive to light brown to dark brown to possibly some of us may even be considered black or very dark brown. And these different skin tones for the Egyptians are used and we all consider ourselves all black with our different skin tones. I've heard it said that we have 16 shades of black or 16 shades of brown, and we all consider ourselves black. But that same measure of light brown or olive to dark is used against the Egyptians to suggest that they were not a one culture or one identity as black. And I was wondering why.
Stop right there. The problematic issue is what you use in the term black. That's the problem, because that puts you squarely in a racial category when you start to say that. And that's why we read the piece prior to having this. We read the piece on blackness. We actually did. So I want to end with this, right? Right here, okay, and this monumental work right here. Okay, I want to go down a little bit to the end of it. Let's see. You read this, Juju. Those inhabitants. Hold on. Okay, boom. Nope. All right. Hey, Juju, where you at?
I'm right here.
Go ahead, right here. According to Jay Amsman. Go ahead.
I don't see it.
Oh, okay, my fault. Dun, dun, dun. That game about to stop, man. We're gonna get this. We'll get out of here. All right, there you go, right here.
Yeah, and before I read that, I just want to remind everybody, join us again on Pseudo Killers around 6:40. We're gonna be doing
y'all in there early.
Lessons on the Brain, huh?
Y'all early in the game. All right, we're gonna be there. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because we got to get it in between the games. It's Sunday. You feel me? We ain't trying to mess it up. All right. Yeah. Where you want me to start at? According to Jay Assman and G. Moores, the ancient Egyptians did not have the concepts of ethnic or national belonging and expressed their identity in relation to family, village, or town, and in connection to kingship, familiarity, and trust. Localism as a crucial aspect of Egyptian identity. That's interesting. Um, Being buried in one's own city meant that the family and friends of the deceased could assure one's further existence through offerings. This localism probably influenced regional differences. There is evidence that the inhabitants of the Nile Valley considered the population of the Delta to be as different from the population of Upper Egypt as an Egyptian is different from someone from the Levant.
You want to read that again?
I'd be happy to.
There.
When we start at the localism probably influenced regional differences. You want me to start there?
Well, go ahead. There is evidence.
Okay. There's evidence that the inhabitants of the Nile Valley considered the population of the Delta to be as different from the population of Upper Egypt as an Egyptian is different from someone from the Levant. So localism was their thing. Wasn't nothing national, nothing like that. It was
remember we talked about the religion and the temple. It's different from the religion
right?
And the out thing.
Exactly. They did their thing at home, right?
They had different deities, different things. And I said the way we've been studying, and we figured this out, Nubian Muhammad. We figured out that everything was centered around the Nile and forgot about all the people away from the Nile. I remember I started bringing up grave sites and all that from those areas. We wasn't taught that, yo. We was taught to look at the temple gods, and that's it. We thought that the religion was everything that was in the temple, and that's not actually true. There's differences there. I mean, the temples is controlled by the pharaoh. He becomes an intermediary between the god. He becomes the god. Everybody wasn't on that. They was on, okay, I got my own deity. I got to make sure that you doing this, right? So we need to really start to understand African culture and what it is and what it meant, yo. And I don't think we have a good grasp of that, right? You start to study, we're to the position now where we start to understand Egypt in its African context. Why now? Because that's what the experts are now saying. So we got the space where we need to be. And the experts has actually spoken on the matter that the Nile Valley culture is an indigenous African culture ranging in skin color from dark to light. You just mad because the light people don't look the way you want them to look. You even mad because the brown dark-skinned people don't look the way you want them to look. You want them to look the way you want them to look. You want to hold on to that old idea. We already won. Once they say that Egypt is an indigenous, homegrown African civilization, why the hell you care if people came in and mixed with them? Now you're starting to sound like the other people. You know what I'm saying? Hey, watch this. Even if you was to apply the one drop rule, then what? Just read a whole paper on the one drop rule. One drop rule now. One drop. Man, there's a Wikipedia article on the whole one drop rule. Wild as hell. Do y'all want to play that game? Why don't you play the one drop rule? Let me see, can I find it?
Well, I think another issue, Brother Ankh, is when you just answered my question, you said that didn't make them black because black is a modern modern social construct. And I think we need to investigate that and what exactly that means, that black is a social construct, as if we're saying that being a social construct invalidates its usefulness today, or perhaps the identity of the ancients. And I do not think that it does. And I think that's a very interesting conversation that we can have.
It's actually an anachronism, meaning you're applying something to them that they wouldn't even have known about.
Exactly.
That's the issue. That's the issue. We should see this. We should see the culture through the ancient eyes, as you would say. We can't see the culture through our eyes, through our racism, through all that. That's what the Europeans did. Actually, early Egyptology started off with them seeing it through their eyes of racism and slavery. They couldn't imagine a person being dark, not a slave. See what I'm saying, bro? You get that? I know you hear me.
Sure, but in the same way we use our standard of civilization to judge whether the ancients are civilized or not.
Yeah, I agree.
We can use our own standards of certain things to look at the ancients as well in order to better understand them based on our understanding today. But I think we can understand what is
meant. Apply that on there though.
Well, we can.
What did
in
you
a
say? Hold
certain
on. You said something ahead of that. You said the same way we what?
The same way we apply our standards of civilization to the
Okay,
ancients to
stop right there. I
determine
got
whether they
you.
are
Okay,
civilized
yeah,
or not.
yeah, but that was all based in racism too, and it's very subjective though. What a civilization is, right? We figure that out, right? That's kind of wild too. That's wild. That's not fair. I'm agreeing with you on that. That's not fair for you to say because you got a pyramid, you more civilized than me. Or you got this in Europe that makes you this, that, and other. Because Charles Darwin and them did it. They always saying that, you know, if you wasn't here, then you wasn't that. And we realize now that's not true, right? Not to apply reach
Well,
levels of sophistication that other places had not reached. Remember I
well,
said
it's not
that?
yeah, but it's not an issue of whether it's right or wrong to do it. It's just that we do, in fact, do it. We put our standards on the ancients in order to better understand them from our perspective and to make judgments on them. So it's not a matter of right or wrong. It's just something that we do
Right.
across the board. But the idea of black as a social construct, as if that eliminates or invalidates its usefulness, I have an issue with that. And I
All
think we
right.
can perhaps speak about that further.
All right, we'll rub that. Hey, make sure y'all check out that's a good comment. I like that. I like that Sunchild from you, man. I appreciate that discourse, man. Appreciate everybody that came through, man. Yo, we're gonna check that game out, man. Y'all know what it is, man. We in. Appreciate everybody, man. Appreciate the discourse, man. Make sure y'all check out the Pseudo Killers, 6:30, 7 o'clock, man. We going in, man. Gonna be a good show, good topic, man. Appreciate everybody that participated in this, man. Hit that Cash App going out the door, man. I appreciate it, man. Let's see what we got right here. All right, here you go. Let me read the Cash Apps for you. Hold on. One sec. Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. Hey, Byron, man, that's some love right there, man. Tony, man, that's real love right there. Appreciate you, man. Hey, that's some love right there, man. Y'all doing your thing, man, with that support, man. It's important, man. We're going to keep learning, man. We're going to keep the spirit of the game together, man. Appreciate you. All the Pseudo Killers, man. Appreciate you all day, every day, man. Ain't nothing but love around here, man. And we all good, man. With that, man. Man, y'all gotta upgrade, man. Y'all know what it is, man.
Cooking the feast, got a Pisces, stay in the hood. That girl a freak.
Hey,
can't lie. Certain Gemini's ain't for me,
official,
but
man.
it's on key. Cause
Appreciate
certain
your tireless
upgrades
work,
cost
yo.
a fee. Yeah, so we can slide and glide. I know you want
And
it.
we get that conversation cracking with you on Smash Rockwell.
Hit the clubhouse, then clubhouse to the
Y'all know
moment.
what it
Fall
is.
in love with the mind, the body is just a bonus. Careful with what I'm
Everybody
searching.
in the
Siri
chat,
be
man.
taking
Show love,
notice.
man.
All the pictures
Show
I'm
love,
liking.
man.
Algorithm is golden.
Kevin, I
Melanated
see
the
you.
lightness. All these women get chosen. Hershey kiss to the forehead.
Hey,
Yeah.
cha. Miss Bennett, I see you. Matt Rob, Pseudo Killer Official. I see you. Hey.
Click refresh once again and I got the same thing. Tried everything I could do. At this point I have no clue. I gotta tell myself the truth. I just need an upgrade. I'm not much better than you. Yeah, shiny and new. I gotta tell myself the truth. I just need an upgrade. I'm not much better than you. Yeah, shiny and new. I gotta tell myself the truth. I just need an upgrade. Y'all more down, need an upgrade. Swipe left, update, need an upgrade. Y'all more down, need an upgrade. Swipe left, update, need an upgrade. Y'all more down, need an upgrade. Swipe left, update, need an upgrade. Y'all more down, need an upgrade. Need an upgrade.
I'm your host, Bobby Banger, man. Keep the upgrade. Push forward. With that, man. Black African Power. And we out.